I was 19 when I made Crisscross. I was young. It wasn't taken serious. I was from the South. I was, that was called country. So it was, you had to do what we got to do. I put Bow Wow record out when he was 12.
Yes.
What other rapper do you know has had that longer career?
LL would probably be the closest because he came out. 60s.
Nah, LL stopped a long time ago. I'm talking about straight from 12 to 30.
What was it like working with Hov? They got a picture right here. We're live. Money ain't a thing. That was the essence of flossing at that time when, the Ferraris, the Porsches, the Jags. Hov is just in his element, and you're catching Hov as he's transitioning with his music from, because when he came out, he's street hustling rhymes, but I felt the transition right there. Did you know what was going on when you did that song with him? That was for 1492, if I'm not.
Yeah, 1472.
1472, pardon me.
Yeah, when I did that album, nobody knew what was going on with Jay-Z. It's crazy because if Jay-Z would have never said, I'm deep in the South kicking up top game, I would have never used that. He would have never been on the record. But the fact that he said, I'm deep in the South, that's what resonated to me. The line after that, the Money Ain't a Thing line was just there. But the fact that he said, I'm deep in the South kicking up the top game, screaming through the sunroof, that it was just like, that line resonated with me the most. I'm like, okay, so he understands, he's talking about being in the South, let's put him in the South, you know what I mean? So it's just like that, and just that whole album was just like the most flossiest, talking the most, he was talking greasy to people on that whole album. So it's like, it just was like really talking to me. Like if I'm gonna make a record with somebody, I need a record with somebody that's talking greasy like I'm talking. Like he was talking crazy to people, and I was like, this guy, I need him. And
that's great because you're in Atlanta. You're from Atlanta. This is like mid '90s, towards late '90s, as you're putting these records together, and there's that, New York, Atlanta. You're trying to break through, and you take a New York dude as he's breaking through. That's just dope to me at that moment in time frame.
I mean, he also used, when I did the Drew Hill remix, he also used Do Y'all Wanna Dance part, right? He did something over the same beat. I think it was him and Sauce Money. And they used the exact same beat. Boom, 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 boom. They rapping, they doing some rap, and he did his own version of Y'all Wanna Dance. I think he was saying something else, but he said it just like me. So then we had the photo shoot up here, the photo shoot with all the rappers in Harlem, the Great Day in Harlem or whatever, where they took that long photo shoot to redo what the Jazz guys did. Yeah. And that's the day I met him. And that day I was like, I heard you took my thing. And he's like, yeah. And it was just like, the way we talked to each other, it seemed like we had already knew each other. So it was like instant. From there, I was just like, I'm gonna use this dude on the song because he already in my mix. He already, he feeling what I'm doing, which was surprisingly, because I'm like I said, I'm from Atlanta. So you get a rapper that's from Brooklyn that's supposed to be like the next guy, and you feel like he's headed in that direction. Yeah. And he's out there like mimicking stuff that you doing. And you this little young dude from Atlanta. So it was really impressive to me. So I was just like, I should take advantage of this and run with it.
As we wrap this up, you're a man who, you've experienced a lot. Great wealth of knowledge across the board and everything. Like, how do you feel about what's going on with Trump and everything? Like how some people are receptive to him. They were killing Steve Harvey for meeting him. And I see you, a man who has a lot of access and wealth. Like, what is your views on him?
I just think that people took it for a joke. Like I think people took the entire presidential thing as a joke and didn't really take it serious. And it's a slap in the face to those that didn't take it serious, and then it's a slap in the face to those that did take it serious because people didn't actually. It reminds me of like when Eddie Murphy was saying like. When Reggie Jackson, Jesse Jackson was running for president, right? Yeah. And Eddie Murphy was like, he could fucking win. And then people gonna be like, What? He won, right? That's how people acted about Trump, because it was like, when Trump was running, I heard people saying, yo, he could really win. And then people was like, nah, no, he can't. How? He's never been a politician, da-da-da-da. Nobody was taking it serious enough to stop it. People was lightweight, like, whatever. And now it's in a position where it's like, we all could have changed this, but nobody did anything about it. So we got to deal with it. That's how I look at it.
Have you accepted him as your president?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
me too. Honestly,
yeah, of course. I mean, I live life in a way, because I've seen so much. I live life based on what my life was prior to Trump. What was your life like prior to Obama? Right? I ain't care who the president was. I did. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people. You know what I mean? It's crazy because I have my daughter, like, about to turn 19. But when Obama was, became president, my daughter was talking about it. She's too young to even vote, right? But like, when I was 19, I wasn't talking about no president. That wasn't the thing that was like, I'm talking about. I was trying to make beats. I'm not thinking about that, right? So it's just, and I have to take myself back to that. Like, really, why am I so entrenched in this? I think we got into that based on Obama. Obama's popularity, Obama being the first black president. He brought us into this, and it's almost just like the record business. Like, I get tired of hearing people that are not in the music business reading Billboard. Like, you're not in the music business. Why are you reading the Billboard? Why are you keeping up with Billboard?
That's the same thing he always said.
I don't understand it. I don't understand. And it's getting worse, because it's like these guys that know how to get the charts like 3 or 4 days earlier, and they just really be like reading SoundScan. I'm like, why? Why are you concerned with how many records this person sold? I don't think I ever kept up with record sales when I was younger. No, we never paid no attention to that. I don't even understand why people pay attention to it so closely, because it's like, you can't help you're just one person, by the way. You can't help the situation. People got to buy a bunch of records for it to even change. So you just like, it's almost like people want to have information about something not working so they can just talk about it, right? And that's the same thing with the Trump situation. What's going on with Trump? You guys, why are you paying attention to it? If you didn't go vote and you had an opportunity to vote and you ain't go vote, then you shouldn't even be talking about it now.
That's the truth. Right, I'm gonna keep it real. You're sitting on your left to a Patriots fan.
Oh, yeah. That's all good. Listen, by the way, the Patriots are an incredible team for what they did to our team. It's that simple.
Because we're gonna close it out with that question. What was your thoughts when that Super Bowl ended the way it did? Because you're Atlanta to the core.
I think that, first of all, I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan. So I'm a Cowboys fan, so off top, people was like, JD, you over here, you a traitor. And I wasn't trading. Like, I don't think people, I'm from Atlanta. I got a song called Welcome to Atlanta. So I represent my city, but I'm a Cowboys fan. But at the same time, I pay attention to champions, right? And the mentality of a champion is that they don't never really start feeling like they losing. And if they look at the time, and they pay attention to it close enough, they can understand what it is that they need to do to win, right? And I be telling people, like, it's just about like LeBron them. Like, LeBron, people keep saying that whatever they want to say. I don't think nobody's gonna beat them. They gonna sweep, go all the way through like this and get to the finals again. And LeBron continues to keep doing it. He's been every time he's been in the league, right? That's the mentality of a champion. He never gets nervous about where he's at. He could have got nervous in his earlier days, but now he took a chip back to Cleveland. Mm-hmm. You think he's nervous about anything? He did something that nobody's ever done. Once you do something that anybody ever done, you pump your veins is just like ice water. Like, you ain't thinking about nothing that everybody else is nervous about. So then you on the other side of the table of somebody that hasn't won, and they trying to beat you. They the ones that should be nervous. It's like playing poker. Like, you look at them. He not nervous. You nervous. And he look at you like you knowing you nervous, then y'all playing the poker game. So I just think that what happened with the Falcons was that they was up and they was looking like, oh God. You can't look like, oh God. You gotta look like, yeah, like I'm gonna kill y'all, but they was looking like old God. And you got, Brady back there saying, look at these guys' face. Look how they look. They look like they shocked.
Yo, you ain't lying about that.
Right? And from that point on, they just destroyed us. Like pow, 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 pow. I mean, it was something. The coach could have kicked the field goal, and the game would have been over though. So I think everybody was just a little bit of just out of place.
That's Jermaine Dupri right here, hip-hop legend, producer of the Rap Game. Make sure you check it out because you might see 20 future superstars coming out of there.
Of course, and we going on tour, by the way, too.
So.
Yeah, make sure y'all, So Summer 17 tour. Yeah, we out here. And, make sure that y'all understand this. It's not a tour that is like the Disney World tour. This is going to be a tour that represents the culture of hip hop just from a younger perspective. But the kids really want to be rappers, and they all gonna, progress by being on this tour, and people gonna see something that they haven't seen in hip hop in a long time.